Welcome back to WagerTalk.com. I'm Marco D'Angelo, joined in studio with Preston, the Sports Cheetah, and Ralph Michaels. We're going to break down Washington State, Colorado. Big game in the Pac-12. A little bit bigger for Colorado. They got more pressure, no room, no margin for error for them. Washington State, although they'd like to win this game, their season's going to come down to basically next week against Washington. Preston, I'll start with you. Pac-12, Washington State. A lot of people had a lot of buzz about this team in the offseason, preseason, and they're doing well. Yeah,
and so is Colorado, a team that really didn't get any buzz because anytime they have, they've never really shown it. And then now this year, I mean, you look at Colorado's schedule and roster and slate. I know you asked about Washington State, but Colorado, their only losses are at Michigan and at USC. And now that USC loss, it was by 4, I think, on the road. They just destroyed Washington. The Michigan game, they were actually, Colorado were leading in the third quarter outright in Michigan until their starting quarterback got injured. So for me, this game is more about Colorado than Washington State. I think Washington State, we kind of know who they are. It's the Leach offense. They're going to spread you out. They're doing a lot better job, though, running the ball this year. They can slow the game down just a tad. Their defense is a little stronger than it's been in the past. But really, I think it's up to Colorado, to be as good as they want to be. I mean, if they run the table and you have a 2-loss Colorado whose only loss is at Michigan and at USC, they win the Pac-12. And with all the losses we saw last Saturday, you can't put it past anyone that they might have a shot at the playoff even themselves. So for me, I lined the game 6. So I think it's a little short. I wasn't surprised to see it come up from 3.5 to 4.5. In my eyes, I kind of feel like Washington State will be a popular dog, but I would say watch out. I think this Colorado team is really, really good. The one thing that would maybe keep me off them, they haven't really seen a spread pass happy offense like this yet. I don't think they've played Cal on their schedule, which is kind of similar. So it might take them some time to get used to that. But I love Colorado. I love the Buffs team, and I'm rooting for them just kind of as a fan.
Ralph mentioned in an earlier video, we talked about West Virginia, how they play good defense, and we don't really talk about defense as much in the Big 12. The same could be said for Colorado. They're playing great defense. They're only allowing 4.6 yards per play this year, their defense. But the one thing I want to point out, over the last 4 games, 3 of those games, they faced the team that they were facing without a key player on offense. They played Arizona State without quarterback Wilkins, who makes that offense go. They played Stanford when McCaffrey was out, and then they played UCLA without Rosen. So that's going to make those defensive numbers look better. And as you said, Preston, they haven't faced an offense looking like this. And Washington State, they run it enough to keep you honest. That's something that they haven't done in the past. They're averaging 132 yards a game on the ground. Can Colorado stop this Washington State offense?
Well, it's going to help that Washington State lost their number 1 receiver. He's out for the year. But they also have Gabe Marks, those two players have been going back and forth. They both have incredible numbers, but missing one of them still hurts your depth with them being able to now double team Marks. But I'm going to disagree with Preston, and I do like the dog in this one. I made the line closer to 2. I think that when you look at the top units that each team has faced, Washington State has come out ahead. Colorado's top 3 offenses, they lost to USC, they lost to Michigan, they beat Oregon by 3. You look at the top defenses they faced, they lost to Michigan, scored 10 points against Stanford, scored 20 points against UCLA. So they're a defensive team. Some of those games have been low scoring. 10-5 Stanford. I think UCLA was 20-10. So the problem I believe Colorado having enough points to keep up with Washington State, that's where I think they're going to fall short. So, the other edge is being new to the situation. Now, while Washington State hasn't had great success, they were a bowl team a couple years ago. They made the same type of run at the end of the year where they won multiple games in a row. And while the Apple Cup means everything to them next week, I think when you're building this type of program, you're not looking ahead to Washington. You just want to win. You want to beat the best team in the other division, which this game matches up. So I do lean with the dog, worried that Colorado's offense can keep up with them.
Last question I'm going to throw out quickly to you two. We're running out of time on this one. Do you think it's an advantage, if there is any advantage, the fact that Washington is kind of playing with, free roll in here because they're division is going to be decided next week, not this week, unless they would win and Washington would lose on Saturday, which they're playing in Arizona. Is not going to happen. Do you think there's any advantage with them not having the pressure that Colorado does?
I don't think so. I don't think there's an advantage. I don't think it's a disadvantage either. I do agree with Ralph. I'm not really worried about the look ahead to that game. I don't think they're going into it just playing with. I mean, honestly, Leach plays like that every week, anyways. That's just how he coaches. I mean, they're going for it on 4th down on their own 40 all the time. In 4th quarters, up by 7. Like, they don't care. So I mean, that's just kind of how they play anyway.
I think there might be a look ahead is if you're a 20-point favorite and you have them the week ahead. But I think you still want to win the game. He's still building this program. So,
all right, there you go. You got you got a vote for Washington State and a weak vote for Colorado. I'm on the fence. My numbers have Colorado by 3, so I'm right around the numbers. So I'm on the fence at this point. Guys, don't forget, save $10 this week at Wager Talk. You can get $10. Use coupon code Cowboys10. You'll take $10 off any package, and you can apply that to the Weekend All Access. $69 gets you everything from your favorite capper Thursday through Monday. We'll be back with more here at WagerTalk.com.
it's the